In the known universe, Earth is the only planet that sustains life. From the small microscopic amoeba to the largest of mammals like the giant blue whale, the Earth is the cradle of life that throbs in pulsating rhythms. Scientists estimate that more than 10 million species of life forms inhabit the Earth. May it be the rarefied waterless deserts or the damp tropical forests, the cold and icy polar caps or the bottom of the deepest ocean. The music of life fills every corner of this earth. The sum total of all the variety of life forms that inhabit this earth is known as biodiversity. Life adapts to the environment in which it thrives. A drop of seawater offers a multitude of different microscopic plants, animals, and less complex life forms. Whereas, within the mysterious darkness of a vast tropical forest, there are hundreds and thousands of life forms, ranging from the humble mushroom and the tiny ants to the ferocious tiger and the carnivorous crocodile. The fact that scientists have discovered and named about 1.75 million species, which is less than 20% of the estimated total number of species of living things that inhabit the earth, makes us astounded at the immensity of the biodiversity that surrounds us. The entire living environment on the planet is known as biosphere. The dominant vegetation in a particular area, like the grasslands, tropical forests, deserts or oceans, categorize this biosphere. Each category is known as biome. In this rich diversity of living world, different types of organisms live side by side in complex ecological networks of interdependency, each relying on the others that share its habitat for nutrients and energy. This system of interdependency is known as ecosystem. Within each biome, there may be many complex ecosystems. The living communities of plants, animals, and bacteria form the biotic part of the ecosystem, whereas the physical surroundings, the non-living abiotic components of the ecosystem, such as the minerals found in the soil, are known as environment or habitat. The biodiversity on this planet can be studied firstly as patterns of ecological systems in various biomes. Secondly, it manifests itself through the diverse animal and plant species growing on the evolutionary tree of life. And finally, if one considers that each individual of each species is endowed with a unique genetic code, then the genetic diversity of life form on this planet is indeed of an incalculable proportion. It is estimated that humans the world over use at least 40,000 species of plants and animals on a daily basis. Of the many services that biodiversity provides to the humans, the maintenance of a livable environment is primary. Healthy ecosystems are vital to life. They regulate many of the chemical and climatic systems that make available clean air and water and plentiful oxygen. The main source of energy in nearly all ecosystems is the sun. The sun's energy is converted to chemical energy by plants through the process of photosynthesis. When animals eat plants, this energy gets stored in their flesh and body. When one animal becomes the food of another, the energy flows further on. The food chain is an integral part of any ecosystem. The green plants, like the grass, become the primary producers of energy and form the first trophic levels of any ecosystem. The herbivores, both insects and animals, form the second trophic level and obtain energy solely by eating green plants. The rabbit, cows, deer, and sheep eat grass as food. They are the primary consumers. The flesh-eating or carnivorous animals form the third trophic level and feed on herbivores. The eagle and fox will eat the rabbit. They are secondary consumers. Carnivores that feed on other carnivores form the fourth trophic level and are known as tertiary consumers. The tiger will eat the deer as well as sometimes the fox. Or in the sea, the shark will eat a fish that feeds on other fishes. Finally, the fifth trophic level consists of the decomposers, organisms such as fungi and bacteria that break down dead or dying matter into nutrients that can be used again. In this way, nutrients and the energy that green plants derive from sunlight are efficiently transferred and recycled through the ecosystem. In any ecosystem, all its components play an important role. Removing just one species from an ecosystem can prevent the ecosystem from operating optimally. If we remove herbivores from an ecosystem, the carnivores will too cease to exist. There must also be a balance in the composition of each of these components. If there is an increase of the population of herbivores, the primary producers, the grass and green plants, will be depleted, and soon the ecosystem will cease to exist. If we decrease the number of carnivores, the population of herbivores will increase, and again the food chain will collapse. A rich biodiversity is required for the smooth functioning of an ecosystem, and the food chain for the energy flow to continue uninterrupted. Ecosystems of the forests regulate the amount of carbon dioxide in the air. They produce oxygen as byproduct and control rainfall and soil erosion. By destroying forests, we destroy the quality of our environment and invite calamities like flooding and drought. Plants also help to cycle elements like carbon and nitrogen. Plants trap nitrogen by grabbing it from the atmosphere and pass it into the soil, from where it is returned back to the air. Direct supplies of food come to man from the life that teems in oceans and land. The ecological systems within the vast biodiversity are responsible for the pollination of crops. It also monitors various pests and vectors of disease by natural control. Biodiversity is also the reservoir of a vast genetic library from which mankind extracts the essence of the growth of its civilization in form of crops that are cultivated, animals that are domesticated, and the industrial and medicinal products that are manufactured. India is located within the tropical climatic zone of the earth. It has huge landmass of 330 million acres. The topography and weather pattern is varied. High altitude snow-tipped mountains, vast plains irrigated by rivers and canals, grasslands, landlocked water bodies, swamps, deserts, and a long coastal line provide for a number of biomes with many complex ecological systems and a very rich biodiversity. The northeastern part of our country consists of the state of Assam, Meghalaya, Arunachal Pradesh, Mizoram, Manipur, Sikkim and Nagaland. The Himalayan range form the backdrop of these states. The biogeographic zones in this area include high mountain ranges, sub-Himalayan hills, grassland and plains fed by mighty rivers that run down from the mountains. Much of this area receives heavy rainfall due to moisture-laden winds that move across the Bay of Bengal and crash into the Himalayan wall. The wettest spot in the world is located in this area. Due to its topographic variation, along with varied climatic zones, the Northeast is endowed with tropical type evergreen, semi-evergreen and deciduous forests and grasslands. This provides for a large number of biomes which support many intricate ecological systems. The Northeast becomes a showpiece for some of the most extraordinary biodiversity with many life forms that are not to be found anywhere else. One of them is absolutely unique insectivorous pitcher plant. The vast plains of Assam are the gateway to the Northeast. The landscape is dotted with the bamboo groves. The bamboo is a tree-like plant that belongs to the grass family. As many as 42 species of bamboo grow freely here. The people use the bamboo in a variety of ways. The tea plant is also native to this region and has been cultivated for the past 4,000 years. The tea plant does not need too much of water and is best suited to grow on the slopes of hills. Today, it is an important commercial crop and is being cultivated through plantations. 5 major palm trees are found in this area, along with other economic plants such as rice, citrus, ginger, banana, sugarcane, jute and chili. The biodiversity of northeastern states is remarkable in the fact that nearly 60% of the mammalian genera present in the country are to be found here. Astonishingly, 60% of the birds that can be located in the country are also to be found in this region alone. There are 35 species of reptiles and 20 species of amphibians that are not to be found anywhere else but only in this area of the world. The Kaziranga National Reserve Forest, located in the foothills of the Himalayas, offer a hospitable environment of swamps, grasslands, water bodies and dense forests for a very rich biodiversity. The world-famous one-horned Indian rhinoceros, elephants and the big cats also inhabit this forest. A number of birds, both indigenous as well as migratory ones, make this a richly interdependent ecosystem. Climate helps to build a strong insect population. The silkworms spin threads that go into the production of various types of silk material. In the higher Trans-Himalayas and alpine zones of the area, a large number of flowering trees add beauty to the natural surroundings. There are also a number of medicinal plants and of course, there are a variety of orchids. One of the indigenous animals found mostly in the states of Nagaland and Arunachal Pradesh is the free-grazing bovine mammal, the mithun. With a beautiful white face and a majestic horn, the animal is much honored in the tribal rituals of the area. The state of Arunachal Pradesh has a number of biomes ranging from the hot and humid tropical zones to the alpine zones of higher Himalayas. There are 20 different types of forests present in the state alone. A large number of plants and animals are endemic to the state of Arunachal Pradesh. New species are being discovered in this region by biologists. The wild ancestors of many cultivated plants like cereals, millets, legumes, fruits and vegetables are found in this region. This genetic preservation is of great importance to the scientists, as newer and better variety of cultivable seeds may now be obtained. The tallest orchids and the most primitive angiosperms are found in this region, along with the inflorescent leaf rachis. In this part of the region, one may see the yak, the goral and the takin. Rare primates like the slow lories and the hoolock gibbon are to be found here. The red panda, the rare Chinese pangolin, the clawless otter and the hog badger rub shoulders with elephants, wild buffaloes and the very rare musk deer. One can also see a glimpse of the barking deer as it disappears into the green. Emerging from its leafy hideout is the rare clouded leopard. Slouching in the grass is the mighty Himalayan bear, also native to these parts of the country. Of the 600 bird species that adorn the skies, many of them are not to be found anywhere else. One of them, the Mishmi wren, is to be found nowhere else in the world. The hornbill is a precious species found in the northeast. Arunachal Pradesh is also called the land of hornbills. The massive beak of the bird is used as a decorative element in the headgears of the tribal inhabitants. The big and small rivers that crisscross the countryside with ever-flowing water, and the wet weather that keeps the streams, rivulets and the ponds always full, become the habitats of innumerable species of fishes, amphibians and reptiles. We can be proud of the fact that the northeastern region of our country is unique in the immensity of its biodiversity. In this biodiversity paradise, man too has his place. But human being can only retain his primal position in the grand scheme of things if he acts responsibly and with awareness, so that this great biodiversity is preserved.